Thanks for watching Lehman Racing Podcast. Please make sure you check out my recent episodes. They're pretty cool. Thank you for watching and thank you for the support and enjoy the episode. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Lehman Racing Podcast. Your host, Dalton McVeigh, and your co-host is
TJ Oglesby.
All right, guys. So as far as that goes, unfortunately, we ain't got a guest tonight, but that's okay because we will work on some recaps from some races here, some pretty big races in a sense. You got the Winter Freeze, 21,000 to win. You got the Ocala Speedway. I think it was in the 5,000 or 6,000, if I'm not mistaken. There. I'd have to look it up here. I know it's in my other tab here, but no. So like we got Ocala, Volusia. You got you got the $5,000 that was there at the late model series there at the Winter Freeze. Also, so I did some looking up on some sports stuff. So the co-host was a little bit of lacking on his little work. No, I'm just kidding. I have to give him crap though. But anyways, so we're gonna get into a little bit of this. So yesterday looks like the Raptors and the Magics there at NBA looks like 114 to 113. That would be a pretty good game though. That's a pretty good matchup as well. The Rockets and the Pacers. Looks like the Rockets are 102. The Pacers took the win with 115. The Bucks and the Hawks. I haven't heard of those teams because I don't really watch those guys, but looks like the Bucks took it home 127 to 121. Warriors and the Knicks. Those are a good teams matchup there as well. The Warriors is 114 to 102 with the Warriors taking it. Looks like the Cavaliers and the Bulls 139 to 117, so the Cavaliers took it. And the Lakers and the Pelicans, 115, 136 with the Lakers taking it home. So that was pretty good, decent matchup there from yesterday at the basketball games that they had. As well, I also want to thank all the followers on the Facebook page of the Lehman Podcast page with 310 followers, folks. 310. We have literally subscribers. We have 38 subscribers on YouTube, but we are ganging them up there. We are getting them up there, and I'm thankful for that as well. And and the thing is thanks for all the continued support and just being able to just hear you guys' opinions and stuff, is pretty cool as well. So TJ, did you have anything you wanted to add?
Yeah, like Dalton said, thanks to everybody. We're trying to get this out here and talk to everybody as best as we can and get everybody's story. Thanks to everybody. So we'll just keep pushing through and hopefully we get more followers and subscribers soon.
So, part of this episode, so we're just doing recaps tonight. Like I just was saying that we didn't have any guests, but we will be bringing on some videos here in a little bit we got the Winter Freeze, the Ocala, we got the USAC race. I know they had one somewhere, or maybe it's just entry list, one of the two. But we have a bunch of stuff to go over, which would be pretty cool for this episode, I thought. So as far as that goes, so we're going to bring up Waynesfield here. So it looks like Waynesfield only has about 5 events this year for the 2025 season. And so it looks like at the 2025 at the field at Waynesfield there in Waynesfield, Ohio at the Raceway Park, looks like Sunday, May 25th, looks like the dirt cars and the Great Lakes Super Sprints are going to be there. Looks like the Salute Our Heroes Night, the 25th of May. The Great Lakes Sprints, 360s, the Dirt Car, UMP Modifieds, and the Dirt Truck Series is going to be there as well. Thursday, June 19th, the All-Star The All-Star Circuit Champions sprint cars are going to be there, the 410s, and the Midget Thunders D2 Midgets, the USAC Midgets Series, will be there at the June 19th. Thursday, July 3rd, the last. Wait, hold on. Let Freedom Ring Night. Looks like July 3rd, so it's going to be the night before 4th of July. So the Great Lakes Sprints 360s. Looks like the dirt car UMP Modifieds Dirt Truck Series. Saturday, August 23rd, looks like back to school nights. They have All-Star Circuit Champions sprint cars with the dirt car UMP Modifieds. And then Saturday, October 11th, the Harvest at the Field. Looks like the 410 sprint cars, 305 sprint cars, and dirt car UMP mods will be there October 11th. But I will say, though, Waynesfield is a heck of a track, and I will say that for a fact because I raced there last season, October 25th, I believe, or maybe it was 26th, but one of the two. It was about an hour and a half over there, and it wasn't a bad track though. I mean, yeah, the banking was up there, which made the car go fast. I mean, I had no complaints, but car was having issues, so I do have some complaints. But so I know you haven't been there to Waynesfield though, TJ. But do you have any takes on that?
Just how are the people over there? I don't know. Like
Yeah, I mean,
like the fan reaction with you. How was that for you?
well, so went out to the let's see. So we went out to the back, where the pits, because when you turn in there, so you go down, let's see, so you go out through Napoleon, Ohio, you go through Holes Gate, Ohio, and then it's like right out through there somewhere. And it was a trip for sure. Out of Lima, Ohio, outside of Lima, Ohio is where it was. So it was right outside of Lima, Ohio there. And so you would go right down the center stretch there and take it right over there. And it was out there in the middle of nowhere, kind of like how Oakshade is in a sense. But it was more of like, as soon as you pull in there, you got your gate you stop at to get your pit pass, all that stuff. You pull in there, you go up the hill, and you do this little kind of sharp corner in a sense. And there's parking spots, like it's right up a hill. So as you're going up, you look up a hill and you see people parked up there, and you're like, oh, okay, well, that's where I park apparently. So go there, and Waynesfield was a blast. I have a lot of friends who will verify it was a blast. And like, I met some great people over there, like cool people to race with out there. As you know, we had on before Ryan Oakley, Eric Carr, those guys raced at our local Oakshade track, but they were also Waynesfield, Brett Ireland, James Stamper, um, you know, obviously myself, Eli Colodi, and just some of the great guys out there. I mean, I can't think of his name, but Matt Freeman's dad, the one that was here on episode 4, his dad was there too, and great guy to race with too as well. But as far as that goes, like fan interactions in a sense, like soon as you pull off that track, you look off to the left, you'll see these bleachers off kind of isolated out there. And that's where a lot of the pit people were, And then if you walk right up the pits, kind of like a Butler in a sense, you walk up there and there's a bunch of bleachers up there in a sense. And it was so like you could be both sides, but there was a lot of walking compared from one to the other because just how big the pits were. But when I went first to the track, they let us walk out there. And when I first saw the track, it was kind of, like you look at the track and you're like, okay, now that's got some banking, it doesn't show it in the actual video or pictures of Waynesfield until you get out there and walk on the track and you actually go down. So it's definitely a heck of a banking over there, but they also have a lot of sprint cars over there, so I see why they have high banking and stuff like that. But I will say though, that's probably the baddest track I've been on. Like that was probably one of the best.
Do you think they're
And
going a lot faster there than Butler?
well, Butler in a sense, you're actually going faster. I mean, it's not as long as Butler in a sense. It's like a 3/8, like kind of like oak shape, but it's more of the downhill slope, more of it. It's more banked than it is long in a sense. So it's in a more, to make sense about it, is it's more of the, as you're going down the stretch, you got all this momentum going down, and you ain't got to let up to hit those banks. Like you can keep it full throttle, go around in those banks. That's one thing about it, is because like heat race, someone got behind me and kind of was bumping on me, and I didn't let off the gas, and I did not slide one bit. I stayed right on that middle rail, and around I went. And that was full throttle to the floor until the fuel pump let out. Then it wasn't no full throttle no more. But but so Waynesfield's got, looks like, about 5 events this year. So doesn't
Are you
look
gonna
like,
take down one of them?
oh no, they ain't running compacts this year. That's the only unfortunate part.
Dang.
Yeah. But as far as it goes, now we can go into, looks like, another schedule with Montpelier Speedway in Montpelier, Indiana. So April 5th is the season opener, and those are with the modified super stocks, Hornets, street stocks. April 12th, the Ultimate Heart of America late models with the late models, modified street stocks, and Hornets. USAC Midwest Thunder midgets, the midgets, the modifieds, the street stocks, and the Hornets. May 3rd, the Spring Fever, they call it, the UMP modified super stocks, street stocks, non-wing sprints. The Race for the Roses, the May 10th, UMP modifieds, super stocks, street stocks, non-wing sprints. Oh wait, hold on. Whoops, wrong one. I read the wrong one. May 10th, which is the Race for the Roses, UMP modified, super stocks, street stocks, and Hornets. May 31st, Jake and Jensen Memorial with the Boss Sprints. June 14th, America Sprint Car Tour, modifieds, ASCT Sprints. Never heard of those guys. Those be a good one to check up on. Super Stocks and Hornets. June 21st, Machendo Tractor and Truck Poles. Oh, that's a new one. Tractors and four-wheel drive trucks. So they have truck poles going on at the dirt track. That's pretty cool. June 28th, the Valvoline Ironman Late Model Series, the Super Late Models, Modified, Street Stocks, and Hornets. July 9th, the Hell Tour is reaching Montpelier Speedway. The Super Late Models, the UMP Mods, Street Stocks, and Hornets. July 9th, the Open Wheel Night. So that's going to be the USAC Midwest Thunder Midgets, the ASCT Sprints, and Micro Sprints. That'd be a pretty cool night to go see as well. August 9th, the John Halsey Memorial. UMP Mods, Super Stocks, Hornets, and Street Stocks. August 16th is the Back to the School Night. Back to the School Night, USAC Midget Thunder Nights, Non-Wing Sprints, and UMP Mods. August 29th, the Big Chefs, the UMP Mods, Super Stocks, Hornets, and Street Stocks. So we got, looks like, a couple of different Street Stocks there. August 30th, the Big Chefs, another Big Chefs night. UMP Mod, Super Stocks, Hornets, and Street Stocks. It looks like they got 2 nights in a row for the Big Chefs night. September 13th, the Hoosier Hustle. Non-wing sprints, UMP Mods, Street Stocks, and Crown Vics. So that would be a good one to watch. September 20th, Super Special, Super Late Model, Super Stocks, UMP Mods, and Hornets. The September 27th, which is also something I might look into going down and seeing, the Hornet Frenzy, the Hornets, UMP Mods, Super Stocks, and Street Stocks. We might bring our car down there to go try it out. The USAC Midwest Thunder Championship night, the Midgets, Non-Wing Sprints, UMP Mods, and Super Stocks. Here is the one that I will be going to for sure. October well, it's the 25th, but it's the same event. The October 24th and the 25th, the Monster Mash, we will be down for that one. That is a for sure thing on the list. Going down to the Monster Mash. So super late models on the 24th, UMP mods and street stocks the 25th. Super late models, modified super stocks, and Hornets. Now, there's a nice little story to go with that. Montpelier Speedway. I know you. Wait, have you been down there?
I don't think I have. I
Man,
think you you drove down there, and I didn't come, but you showed me videos of that track.
real quick. So, hi Savage Crawling Adventures, how you doing? And Team Savage Racing, how you guys doing tonight? So basically, so as far as that goes, like I went down the Montpelier a few times. I went down the first time I went down there and raced was in a Toyota. That didn't go very well.
Mhm.
Maybe I got a couple laps or so into that, and that really didn't go very well. So, but plus I was getting lapped, so it really wasn't going very well.
Is it a fast track too?
In a sense, yeah, it's banked. So it's not as high banking as Waynesfield, but it's about 3/8 track. It's banked. It's got a little bit of a long stretch. You won't ever hit your rev limiter. I never have, anyways. Even in the Sunfire, I never hit the rev limiter. I mean, by the time you get to the climax of your miles per hour gauge, you're already slowing down for the corner. Well, not really slowing down, but letting off a little bit so you can get your car to stick and then get back on it. But
Yep.
the one thing I did notice the several times that I've been there was the change of the way the turn is in going out of like going in the turn 1 and turn 2, and as you're going down there to 3 and 4, it seems like 3 and 4 is a little sharper than 1 and 2,
Mhm.
because it seems like as I'm turning into that turn, it seems like the first one's all right, but the second one is where my car wants to slide a little high. But you know, had some battles over there. I mean, with the Sunfire, I mean, it was a fast car for that track. I haven't took the Cobalt down there, which would be definitely something cool to do because I went to Waynesfield and we had a good hot lap run out there. I gave her a little bit of the juice and she took right off. So that was pretty good. Um,
Did you end up finishing the body this week?
so I didn't finish the body this week. The driver's side is done, but I got to get the bars welded for the passenger side. There's a couple bars I got to weld for the battery, in a sense, to keep just protect the battery from if it got hit or whatever. I got to put some extra bars in there, but we should be getting that done within the next couple of weeks in the body and everything. And then once that's all done, then it's getting sent over to my wrap guy. It's getting sent over to my buddy that's doing the painting, and then it's going over to the wrap guy. And then the wrap guy is going to do the trailer and the car, and we're going to get it all done. And then I'll post pictures, and it'll be pretty cool. But
Yeah.
no, so Wayne, Montpelier though, it's more of like you watch the late models out there, and they do really good. I mean, the late models out there at Montpelier, they do pretty decent, as well as just the late models do pretty decent, but the compacts, I mean, there's some fast guys over there. I'm not gonna like bull crap or anything like that. Like there is some fast guys out there. But
I remember. I think Corey went there once.
well, yeah, he went there a couple times actually. When I was there, he was there, and obviously he got on the high side and he was gone. But but so there was a couple, there's a couple guys that run Hondas, and man, they're flying out there. I mean,
Mhm.
yeah, Bob Pillar's had a couple owners since then. So, but the one that runs it now was he calls himself the Milkman. So he is a like I said, he's a good dude. Runs it pretty good down there. Um, this year, if I go, I might actually think about going down there and camping for the both days. So it'd be pretty cool to do.
Mhm.
But Yep. So other than that, I guess we could jump right into the recap. So looks like I know we talked about this in the past, but there is like the winter freeze at Scrivens. That one was pretty crazy. You will see in this video I'm about to show in a little bit. Yeah, it's 17 minutes long, so hang in there, guys. Hopefully I don't bore you too much. But it is a good race, though. You guys will have fun watching it if you're really into that racing stuff. Really good stuff. Um, the thing about what happened with Payne Pickles, dude, like how, which you'll see in a minute, but it literally the guy was coming off, or yeah, coming off the track, and Payne Pickles was running second, and they were like, this car is going like he's caution, like he's on a caution. These guys are still racing full throttle, and he cut right in front of the second placer and wham, and took him out, and he was running second for $21,000. So that would have been one bad night. um, so unfortunately, it unfortunately ended his night, and obviously the guy that was going off ended his night as well. Um, but no, Walker Wyndham went on and won the race. There was a couple flips there. I know Hunter Hollis, he flipped his, I think, in qualifying or heat race, one of the two, but it won't be on this one. This is just the highlights for the main event. So yeah, so there's some good stuff in this video. So hope you guys enjoy it, and we'll be back in a minute or two.
What a lot of people came here for. 89 entries down to 31 cars coming around to compete for 60 laps. The Gladiator to the Sport Compacts coming to green this time by waiting on the flagman. Flagman throws the green flag. We're racing at Scriven for $21,000. Off into turn one, Walker Wyndham side by side with your pole sitter Andrew Smith. Payne Pickles with a good run down the back straightaway. He's looking to take that second spot away from Walker Wyndham. We'll check at the flag stand. Yes, give the second spot to Payne Pickles. Andrew Smith still out front. Kyle Stark there in the fourth spot. You see a good shot of that 62 car. Local guy from Georgia here. They call him the GOAT of compacts. He's won about the most money you can win in a compact. Payne Pickles off in second, as you see on the screen, the 192 of Kyle Stark and Brandon Dalton, with John Wyndham right there behind the 54 car in the 65. We are clicking off some laps here. Clean and green. We're riding around the high side of the racetrack. That's the dominant groove right now. You see the 54 car trying to work on the 192 of Stark. As we best battle on the racetrack right there. John Wyndham trying to get up into the mix. John Wyndham running there in the, looks like I'm not getting timing and scoring. And oh my gosh, the 151 tried to exit the racetrack, and your second place car of Payne Pickles has made contact with the 151. Trouble early in this one, 5 laps in. We'll get them live back up and try again.
Just 1 second, guys. Oh.
I don't know exactly why it does that. It kicks out. Hold on. We're only 3 minutes into it. Hold on. Let me delete some of my tabs here. Let's see if that'll work. Let's try this again. Okay. Oops. Hold on.
The father-son duo of Newman Presnell and Caden Presnell, as Caden
Oh, this is not going to be a good night. Technical difficulties.
So I guess we're just not gonna do the videos.
Yeah.
I guess I'm gonna have to figure out that because like is literally the videos don't cut out, and then when you go to put the videos on here, they cut out. So okay, so I was gonna bring up the USAC at least. Um, so the entry list. Hold on 1 second. All right, so the 2025 USAC Winter Dirt Games entry list for looks like it's a pretty decent one. You got Mark Smith out of Sunbury, Pennsylvania. You got Kale Drake, Nick Harris, Kyle Cummins, Kevin Thomas, Justin Grant, John Mollick, Kayla Roll, Steve Gunner, Setzer, Jake Swanson, Trey Osborne. I've heard of Jake Swanson. Robert Balu, Carson Garrett, Harley Burns, Hayden Reed, how you say something rather. Kobe Simpson, Briggs Danner, Matt Goodnight, Ricky Lewis, Troy Carey, Brian Roman. I know him. He's a local. He's actually Clark Lake, Michigan. Mike Hagenbottom, Eddie Tafuya, Logan Savvy, Jaden Rogers, Kyle Jones, Tom Harris, Joey Amity or something like that. I can't say his name. Chase Stockton. Yep. So those are the entry lists for like the USAC Sprint Winter Dirt Games, which I think is over. I think that was over at Ocala, but so we tried to do the video. It did what it did. So here's one. Let's bring up what you thought of the I-96 dirt track here in Lake Odessa, Michigan.
Well,
Let's not bring up about the car flip. We all know that happened.
other than that, at least the people were nice. The track was fast. That's for sure. There's hostile people sometimes, but hey, you're gonna have that.
I mean, that's anywhere, and racing. I mean, you do one time, sometimes you have some mistakes you make on the track, and or if something doesn't go your way and something breaks and you cut them off, they're people are always gonna be that way. But it's that stuff. That's the chore of racing. That's kind of where that is. But so I-96, as you mentioned, it was fast. That is a fact because guy that was on the track, that's a fact. Like you are going down that backstretch and you are screaming. Like, I mean, within a flick of a switch, you're passing by the front audience there at the track, and you are there like that, like
And you're
that. Then you're on the back stretch, and then you come around the front again. I mean, the track was a 4 8 of a mile, so it was almost damn near a full half-mile track, and 4/18 I think it was, but it was still damn near close track. Like
yeah.
that track was big. I mean, you walk out there, and as soon as you look at the track, even walking down the banking at the track, first time doing it like I did, immediately butterflies start going down your stomach. You're like, oh shoot, here we go. This is gonna be a fun night. What's all gonna happen? And it's I guess in a sense, it's like you go out there, you drop in, and you have a blast. Just like Butler, like CJ said, you drop in, oh crap, and then you drop in, have a blast. And Butler, I mean, first time ever seeing that track, it was like he said, you drop down and you have a blast, but you also, when you first never raced a car on that one track, you always get that thing, you always get that nerves build up, and basically you never know what to expect, because in racing you never know. You don't. I mean, you don't know if you're going to go out there and get taken out, or you don't know if you're going to go out there and something breaks and you're going to hit the wall, or you're going to flip, or catch on fire.
Oh,
what was that? You cut out.
You don't even know if you're going to make it out.
That is one of the things that I like to bring up, that it could be your last time buckling in. But this is not to scare anybody, but that's the cold hard truth. I mean, you look down at the SCDRA guys down there at Screvens, they literally go on that track and they are screaming. They are flat out moving. And the thing is, here at Butler, the top 10, top 5, top whatever, between top 5 and top 10 guys, they are moving as well. You go to I-96, those guys were no slouches either at I-96. Those guys were fast up there. I mean, heck, there was quite a few guys out there that were pretty quick. And then you go out to Montpelier, and there's some guys out there that are no slouches. It's no matter where you go, you're always going to have competition, but you never want to underestimate a car, because you can look at, like, I'm not going to say, I'm not talking cocky about mine, but you look at mine and be like, oh, that's a slow car. They're going to, lap it or whatever. But the guy before me in that car pulled several wins this year just in heat races and almost won a feature. So, I mean, you never want to underestimate. That's one thing I've learned in racing. You never want to underestimate anybody out there, because the car that looks like trash could be the car that actually wins the race. Now, like 411. I'm the 411 in Mountain View. I've only been the ones that been down there in the sense between me and you, but Mountain View and 411, I mean, there's some fast guys down there too. It's the Southern guys, Mountain View, you got all the sharp guys. I'm trying to think who else was down there. You got, I think his last name's Williams, you got him down there. And you got Corey Gum, he goes down there as well. And, like all these guys go down there, and there was this one car that it was a Dodge Neon. It was this one car that literally had mismatched panels. The car didn't really look like it should even be on the track. and he was dog walking everybody on that track. He was in first, dog walking everybody. I mean, that was just amazing to me. Like, wow. um, but like, in no sense am I talking anybody down, because that's not where I'm going. But what I mean is like we all just having fun. That's the way racing is. And like, like they were talking about the Crown Vics that we were talking about, that I believe Montpelier was bringing in. Those Crown Vics, man, those guys put on a show, even though they're just stock V8 4.6 liter, this regular cars. Those guys can put on a show because it's like a demo class. It really is, with the roll cage in it. So I mean, these guys are just flying around the track. I've seen some bad crashes with them too, and by golly, let me tell you, there's some bad crashes. But I will say that the Crown Vics would be something that I wouldn't mind trying, because it's like the old school, literally just like the old school street stocks. How the street stocks used to be back in the day. The street stocks that my dad raced, street stocks his brother raced, or the guys that have been in this business for a long time and they started out in the street stock, just like it was back then. A regular old stock body, Monte Carlo or a Caprice or whatever, and you're out there just running your race, and you don't have a lot of money in it. It's just a stock 355 or a 315 or 360. It's just a stock car. And that's what it used to be. And it kind of sucks that it ain't like that no more, but hey, we all try to have fun, I mean, there's people that still bring those stock 355s out there, and I mean, they don't do too bad either. But I mean, it just all depends. I mean, just depends on, and I don't want to catch no heat for this, but it just depends on, how deep your pockets are. And that's about what it is now. But yeah, so, and then we were talking about the Ocala Speedway. Never been there, by the way, but I like to keep tabs on that because there's some good races down there. So it looks like Devin Moran got the Devin Moran, because I watched the video earlier. Devin Moran got the win there at Ocala, but not Devin. Jonathan Davenport, that's what it was. He ended up getting second at Ocala, and then I think Brandon Overton got the late model show at the Southern Thunder Dirt Series there at Screvens, the Winter Freeze. So, which I got the chance to talk with Ryan Gustin back in the one that runs the 19 in that series, back when they were at Marysville, Tennessee. And he's a good guy. He's a cool guy. He's, not many, and I don't mean to catch heat for this either, but not many late model drivers that are that high up will actually be level-headed with you. And I say that because, like, I went to several late model drivers that were, like, came in on the Hell Tour, went with that Lucas Oil series as I was talking about, or just some of the local guys. Some of them think up here, but there's some that actually think, level-headed, like they're just like any other person. And, that's just, but, Ryan was, he leveled down here, he wasn't no guy that thinks, oh, I don't got time for this, I got to get ready for a race. I mean, obviously you do got to get ready for a race. I'm not saying you don't, but he actually had time. He was, gave me an autograph, took a picture. We talked for a little bit, and, he's a good dude. He telling me a bunch of, racing stuff that he's been to. And it's too bad, I might actually reach out here in a little while, maybe a week or two, maybe, or here soon. I might try to see if I can reach out to him, see if he would come on the podcast sometime. It would be pretty cool to hear about from him as well. But, as I was watching also be sure to check out Dirty Mo podcast by Dale Earnhardt Jr. He has some good podcasts as well, Spotify and SoundCloud as well. I was watching his podcast the other day, and it was, they were talking about just some NASCAR races that, back when I can't think, might have been somewhere not been recent because he hasn't done his podcast much here lately. So, also shout out to our friends there in Huntsville, Alabama. The ones that the Keeping It Real podcast with Dan Lehman and Pastor Rod. Those guys, my Uncle Dan and Pastor Rod, they do a good podcast as well. So I wanted to give a shout out to them. So was there any other tracks you wanted to bring up, TJ?
Hometown. Our home track, Oakshade. It's amazing out there.
It is. It's nice to go there, and obviously everybody when you go there. You park next to your friends, your family. The ones that you race with every week that pretty much become family after a while. But it's more of like there's some nights just like any other track. It needs improvement, and I'm not down in Oakshade for that because honestly, Butler needs improvement sometimes. 411 needs some improvement sometime, which 411 is unfortunately not in business no more. But even Mountain View, even 996, there's always going to be ruts in the track. There's always going to be something that's wrong with the track because that is dirt racing. That is what dirt race. There's always going to be problems with the track. Waynesfield, there were some ruts that came up. I mean, there, like I said, Montpelier, there's some ruts that come up there. And I'm not down in no track by no means, but like Oakshade is like a track that I've known pretty well. I've came close to knowing because if it wasn't for being there yearly after year after year, you just know how that track rolls. Like usually what the classes are going to be every week, how the class order is going to be, and sense like that. I mean. And the pits ain't really. I mean, the pits are pretty decent size too. So,
yeah.
But
you don't have much problems there either. So
not really. A lot of guys pretty much know you that if you happen to get into them, some just come down. They'll talk with you, but then you got some that get a little heated, but nothing against nobody. Racing's racing. It's gonna happen. But stuff breaks, stuff happens. That's part of racing. Rubbing's racing. So it's more of just being there and experiencing it. Now, as we were talking about Butler earlier, now that one is all Great American Track. I call that one. Because I call Butler a Great American Track because the bleachers, the hamburgers and the cheeseburgers and all them guys, all those burgers that they make on the grill are just fantastic. I always like burgers on grills. Those are nice. Those are good. Now, see, so you got the All-American kind of bleacher style bleachers, which always brings the old, the feeling of the track to you. You got the pits, you walk in, you got the pits, they divide the bleachers up. So right over to the pits, they got a gate. So you can't obviously get on the bleachers and walk over to the pits and try to blend in with everybody. They got a gate right there. But so they got you go high as you want, it's pretty steep grandstands, great track. I mean, I've always had the most fun at Butler. Like when I go there, I try my best, stuff, obviously stuff's going to happen just like any other track. Like there's going to be flips, there's going to be crashes, there's going to be anything you can imagine. But it does get a little sketchy at times, just like any other track, like everybody's, like, oh, well, they're barely moving. Like, no, we are moving, we are flying through there. We are moving through there. And it just a lot. Like, I don't mean to catch any heat on that either, but like a lot will say front wheel drive compacts are like the demo class. In a sense, yeah. But there's also some guys out there that value what their car looks like they put money in their car and stuff like that. And I understand that we may be the joking class. That's what they say, the joking class. But we try our best. We try to put, I try to put on a good show without touching anybody. I try to do some clean racing because I value that. Like, I'm not gonna cheat nobody out of a win. That's not me. I go out there and I race you clean. And no matter if I blow my car up trying to race you clean or blow my car up because I'm trying to pass you, it is what it is. Racing's racing. So, but yeah, so like I said, Butler's got the old ready shoot, they call it, right in front of the toters there, where the sprint cars normally park. You got the cars that come up through there, and then there's a guy that lets them go onto the track, like guides them onto the track and stuff like that as well. But yeah, so Butler's definitely one for the ages. I say that's one of probably the closest tracks to me, honestly. But we call Oakshade home to me because I grew up that track. So I drive 45 minutes to go to Oakshade, where I normally go every week, compared to 25 minutes to Butler. But I've just grew up at Oakshade, so I just over in Waseon, Ohio. So it's something just like, well, it's where all the family, the friends are going, so it looks like we're gonna go there.
Mm-hmm.
But all right, guys. Well, we're at 47 minutes. So I wanted to also bring up real quick that we are on technically it's episode 16 so far. Pretty good. It acts like we just started it, so it's pretty neat.
Mm-hmm.
So, yep. So anyways, guys, thank you for all your support, and be sure to check out this Saturday at the March 8th. March 8th for Justin Newman's episode. He will be on this Saturday, the 8th, at 7 p.m. Eastern Time, YouTube Live. We're also on Twitch Live as well, but not many have Twitch. But that's D McVeigh 2003, what I got Twitch under. But as I mentioned before, thank you for the 310 followers on the Facebook page. So make sure we share. Get the page out there. Get more followers. Let's make that page grow a little bit. Want to thank all my supporters so far, and I just want to say thank you guys for all the support and much love to you guys. And also, real quick, so TJ, anything you wanted to add?
Not really. Just hope everybody out has a good night.
Well, anyways, you guys have a great rest of your week, and we'll see you Saturday at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. Thank you guys for tuning in with the recap. You guys have a great night. Take care.
Everybody.